All right, we are live, and once again, Susie Q held us up. So, but no names, just initials.
You can't blame anybody else, can you, today?
Pam's not here today, so I can't blame it on Skipper or Pam. So Floyd held us up. Actually, hear him screaming.
Aw.
Anyway, we do have a special guest today, and that's Raul. If any of you don't know him, you need to check out his channel, his links. When I was over there looking at his channel the other day and today, I noticed that a lot of people I know are subscribed to him and follow him. So,
I'm thankful.
yes, you got an awesome channel, and you got awesome animals and fish. And I'm not going to do like a interview of you because I feel like I know you. But if you want to talk and tell a little bit about you, I know you're in Florida, and I know you keep reptiles and fish, and I was just going to let you do your thing unless you want me to ask you some questions.
Either or, it don't matter. Well, everybody who don't know me, I'm Raul from Raul'S Aquatics and Reptiles. Thank you, Bob, for having me as a guest. Susie Q,
Thank you.
Much. I've seen you guys' content in the past. When I first got into the hobby years ago, I've already knew about Bob. I already knew about Susie Q, as we discussed before we went live about her pond. And of course, Bob is runs a nonprofit organization with the animals. I've been knew about that, but I'm glad that you invited me as a guest. I've been in the hobby since probably, I want to say, 2018. How I got into the hobby? My kids. I'm a truck driver. As most people know, I am a truck driver. I've been driving for 20 years. I do over the road. I am a veteran. I do have, I do suffer from anxiety, depression, things of that nature, mental health. And that was one of the reasons why I did get into the hobby. And my kids, one day I was driving and I happened to be looking at some YouTube videos of some of the YouTubers down south, and I shoot the message over to shoot the video over to my son, and I said, "Hey, have you ever checked this out?" And he goes, "Yeah, I watch those guys all the time." And I'm like, "Oh, wow. Okay, interesting." So I started watching it. I've always liked to fish, so I've already been a fisherman and everything. So that helps me out with stress and everything. That was my hobby, and then I remember what's his name? Predator Fins. Predator Fins. He's down. He was down here, down south before he moved up to upstate. I think he's in New York now. Rodrigo.
Yes. Yeah.
So what happened was that they had a fish fest. I want to say it was either 2018, 2019. So we went down there. Me, my wife, the kids. I don't know nothing. I'm just going. I was more excited than the kids were, and I fell in love with the hobby. And you know how it goes. You get a 10-gallon tank. I started out with the goldfish, the glow little tetras,
No.
and with regular substrate, the gravel and with the multicolors, like everybody starts out with it. And it went from one tank to a 20-gallon, from a 20-gallon, 40-gallon, and you know how that goes. And then one day I said, you know what? I'll do some YouTube videos. I've been doing YouTube videos ever since. I like to do the videos not because I'm gonna do this as a career or anything like that. I just really like okay, RLC. That's right. The Knicks, you got Orlando Magic. They passed us last night because we lost last night. That's okay, whatever. But anyway, somebody's asking where is Raul located? Florida. I'm from Florida. I'm sorry, I thought I mentioned that. I'm from Florida. I live in St. Cloud. It's a rural area. It's about 5-10 miles outside of Orlando and Kissimmee. I don't like to be around nobody, so I made sure I bought my house away from everybody. So I'm out there. I live far away from everybody. That way nobody comes visit. But yeah, I got into the hobby. Just started to do videos, and I enjoy it. I don't do the videos to. I just do it because I enjoy doing the videos. If that makes any sense. I'm not monetized or anything like that. I just like to share my journey and what I do. I add a little humor to it. I like to show my bloopers to let everybody know that it's It's not as easy as people think, but let me tell you, and I'm gonna tell you, I was doing YouTube a lot at first, and what happened was this, Bob, and maybe you guys can relate. I started to realize, because since I drove over the road, I didn't have, it was I'll be home for like a day or two, and I had to leave again for a couple of days. And what happened was the YouTube and the editing and all the pressure took the fun out the hobby.
Yeah.
And so I stopped for a while. Actually, I really did stop for a while, and then recently I just started again. But this time I'm doing it at my own pace. I do it when I just feel like putting out
Do
a
it
video.
my way.
If the video does good, it does good. I'm more of a person to where if you enjoy the content, then just let me know, or let me know. I just try to be humorous and just show people some of the stuff that I've learned over the years. I'm not an expert. That's why I watch YouTube videos, so I can learn. And I watch a lot of it when I'm driving the trucks. I'll go to like, hey, what's going on? Two Shop Perfection, my guy. Fresh Tea Clothing is the guy who does all my custom shirts. He's on the live there. Appreciate you, buddy. I appreciate your support.
Oh, nice.
So like I was saying, I got into the hobby. I got some, I ended up getting an Oscar, and I got some good fish, some exotic fish. Now I'm more into the planted tanks and the nano fishes, more like a community tank. Like I was telling Bob before we went live, I'm actually currently, after I get off the live, I'm going to start setting up my 15-gallon Fluval tank. I had one set up with a betta tank, and I was telling him that I think that what happened was with the betta, I started adding the almond leaves and all that stuff, and I believe that the pH dropped too fast, and I believe that betta got sick. Thank you, Garcia. I try to do my best, do the bloopers, like I said, just make people laugh, man. That's me. So I got mad, took the tank down, and then I decided I'm gonna set it back up. So I just went to my boys here in Orlando. They have it's my LFS. It's a my local fish store. They're called Aquascaping Supply. Sometimes I leave the links on Instagram. They're my go-to guys that I buy my fish, my driftwood, my rocks, my plants. I stay loyal to this one shop. They're brothers. They own the store. So I just went over there today, picked up some fire rock, some Pacific driftwood. I bought some almond leaves. I'm gonna reset the tank back up again. So I'm gonna let it cycle on its own, and then I'm gonna order another betta and put it up. So I'll be putting that content out later. I got a saltwater tank. I didn't know anything about saltwater. One day I made the mistake and went with my wife, and that's all she wrote. She was like, "Oh, we're not leaving here without a tank."
I love it.
I left out of there $2,500 in the hole.
I bet you did.
It's an expensive hobby. I ended up buying the light, the AI lights, the skimmer, the stand, the $2,500. I gave him like about $900,000 cash, and I think I financed the rest. I paid everything off. It's an expensive hobby. Can I tell you? It's an expensive hobby. Oh my God. Oh my God.
So the same thing that happened to your betta tank happened to my saltwater tank.
What do you mean? The pH?
No, it crashed. I think it was the puffer that let out some poison, and I lost everybody in my saltwater tank.
Oh my God.
You can imagine. I was like, first of all, heartbroken. Second of all, crying wallet-wise. There's nothing I could build up, and I had built that up for 4 years. It was like,
oh man, 4 years?
Yeah. And I had some gorgeous fish. I mean, gorgeous fish. My
everybody died? All
Hmm?
the fish died?
Every single one of them within 2 days. Started with this one. This one, I couldn't clean it out fast enough. My local fish store said it was probably the puffer. I'm like, what? It was horrible.
The porcupine puffer?
No, I had a Stars and Stripes dogfish puffer.
Okay.
For years, and we got a dwarf. What's that fish you have down in Florida that's evasive with the spines?
Snakehead? Oh
yeah, lionfish.
Yes, lion. We got a dwarf lionfish, and the two got into a fight.
Okay.
The lionfish died, and the puffer got super sick, and then let out this horrible. I don't know what it was he let out. Whatever it is that he let out when he was dying killed everything.
Oh man. So
So I
that
can
was
relate to what you're saying. So it is a very expensive, and now I have 3 fish in there. I built up because I can't. I'm not working anymore. That's when I was working. So now, like, I have this fish and that. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, it's in the budget. My wife knows. She knows. Hey, you wanted the saltwater tank. I told you it's gonna be very. You have to be very attentive to that tank
Yes.
as far as daily dosing of the tank, and every couple of days cleaning the glass. So initially she was not really doing the things that she needed to do. So I would leave and come back like in 4 or 5 days. I think would be horrible with algae, and it was still
You gotta stay right on it. Yeah.
so I decided I was going to sell the tank, and she wasn't having it. So I told her,
I bet.
yeah, no, she was pissed. Like, yeah, my wife's from the Bronx. She like let me have it, and I was like, well, listen, I mean, not for nothing. So I'll teach you what you need to do if you really want me to keep this tank. But we got
Yeah.
coral. I got
Good
coral.
for you. Good for you.
So it's doing good. It's doing better. I actually, it's funny because it's a JBJ 45 gallon. And today when I went into Aquascape and Supply today, they're having they were having a fish thing this weekend down here. I forgot the name of it. And the JBJ representative was in the store. So I got to talk to him about the return pump, because I
Okay.
got 2 return pumps, but I don't like the flow. And he was telling me that they just came out with a new pump that you can control with your phone. So I said, cool.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was thinking about getting one of those the quiet flow C-Che pumps.
What,
Like a
does it not flow
3.0.
fast enough up and too fast down?
I want a stronger flow.
Okay. Okay.
So and with the flow, I can do with one pump rather than 2 pumps, because what happens is the pumps get dirty. So then I'm constantly rotating, cleaning one pump, cleaning the other pump. I'm getting tired of it. I'd rather just clean one pump. So I
Right.
want to do V and just have the one coming out of the pump and then
Okay.
go to the return nozzles. I've got a Nero 5 wave pump in the tank, so I've got enough flow. Everything's good. It's just, you got to test the water constantly, calcium, magnesium, alkalinity, you name it. You
Do you have
constantly
any
got.
corals in there?
I have coral. I've got some
That
frogs.
makes all the difference. When you
Yeah, I got
add
frogs,
corals into your salt water,
frogs,
then you got to be on it.
zoas, 8 cans, you name it. The only thing that I'm having a problem with now is I'm having aptasia breakout in the tank.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the aptasia is spreading. So I'm thinking about, I tried the peppermint shrimp. I tried the foul fish. I've tried the Aptasia X little cream to put in it.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about getting a nudie, one of those Bergia nudibranchs invertebrates that all they do is eat Aptasia. They're
Oh,
very
okay.
expensive. They're
That's
Yeah.
very
what I had to do.
expensive.
Yeah.
But if you're
So I'm
not
thinking
careful,
of,
it'll take over your tank. So that's a good idea.
well, the thing about them, and Bob, I'm assuming Bob knows, they only eat Aptasia. That's it.
Aptasia,
Once
okay.
the Aptasia is gone, you either have to take them out and maybe have an Aptasia tank separate and then keep them there, because they're going to breed. And because that's all they eat. They don't eat nothing else except Aptasia. And I've got a
Wow.
breakout. So I figure I'll buy like 2 or 3, throw them in there and see what they do. But besides that, I love the tank. It's listen, the hobby's great. I get
It
home,
is.
truck, I've been on the road, and my wife knows it. I come home, I kiss everybody. What I do, I go straight to
Baby
my tank,
Kristen.
make sure everything's going. And I've been going for a couple of days. I need to make sure everything is good.
Yeah.
Fresh water. Also with the salt water too. Were you buying your own water, or you were making your own water?
I have an ROGI system.
So did I. $400 for that thing.
I won mine in a raffle. Can you believe it? I
Oh,
won
you got
mine
lucky.
at the aquatic experience at a raffle.
Nice, good for you. I had to end up buying mine from BRS.
Oh,
From Bulk
that's where I
Resupply.
got mine from, PRS. Yep.
Mine's is a
This is what you-
75 gallon, 75, and it's a 4 stage.
Yeah, that's
So
what
it
you got
has
the
a
fourth
3 stage
stage.
and the membrane on the top.
Yeah.
I did a video not too long ago on changing the resin chamber of it because
Okay.
I got the resin one that it
When that
changes
changes
colors.
color. Yeah.
So it started to change colors on me. So I went on ahead and I'm lazy. I didn't want to use the same one and like refill it. I bought the one
Right.
that already comes with the resin. You just unscrew it and put the new one in. So I paid like $27
Well,
for
John
it.
put on a splitter toward the end cycle that remineralizes the water, and it comes up to a pump for our drinking water. So now we're drinking RODI that's been remineralized.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, this is working
So
out
let me
good.
ask you a question, and maybe Bob can help me out on this. Do you have a water softening system in your house?
I don't.
See, I have a water softening system in
Ooh.
my house, right? So check this out. So when I got the water softening system put in the house, I actually started using that water, right?
Okay.
And I want to say I'm not too sure if I dechlorinated the water or not with Prime, but I had some mollies. It was in that 15-gallon tank too, and they ended up dying. The fishes ended up dying on me. So what I do now is instead of using the water that comes through the softener, I use the water that comes from the city first. So I got a nozzle outside, and I just
Okay.
use the city water, and then I just dechlorinate that water and do
Okay.
my water changes like that. I bypass the water softening system.
Yeah.
Now, for my top offs, I use my RO water because I make about 25 gallons before I leave because I need to have some for my auto top off my saltwater tank. But when I top off my fresh water, so I was thinking about getting the ATO system and putting it for my freshwater system too. So when
Ooh.
it evaporated, it'll automatically fill back up too. So I just use the RO water, and you can put some stability in there. You don't really need to put no dechlorinator in there because it's just
Right.
RO.
Yeah,
But
now with the RO water.
right, so I just put like a
Always
cap.
using tap water. And then if you go camping, the RVs, they have these just little carbon attachments you put on the hose. So all your water goes through the carbon filter. I just
Okay.
put that on the end of the hose that went right through my Python, right into the tanks. I did that for a long time. And then after the second time I had to change it out, I thought, it's easier just using Prime.
Yeah.
But I don't have a softener, so it's different.
I just use the Prime and just let 1-2 capful. You're good to go. You don't really.
Yeah.
I have hard water. I don't know if you guys have hard water where you're
I
at.
do.
You have hard water. Okay.
No,
Yeah, I
it's
just
pretty
do the
neutral.
Prime and I've been successful. So ever since I started bypassing the
Softener.
water softener system, it's better. What reptiles do I have? I'm sorry, buddy. So I used to have 2 reptiles. I used to have a leopard gecko, and then but even before I got into the aquatics, she's the OG. She's the very first. She's 7.5
What
years
is
old.
she? What is she? I
Here
can't
the
see her.
dragon. She's right there.
Hmm.
I want to bring you up closer because you can see her. She got lipstick. Look at how
Oh,
red her
look
lips are.
at her.
That's from her eating her strawberries from earlier today.
She's so pretty.
She
She's
is.
she's 7.5 years old. I got her when she was 6.5 weeks old as a baby.
Oh, little tiny thing.
Yeah, so she used to be in a we started off in a little 20-gallon tank, and then I upgraded to a big 75-gallon tank that I had in there for quite some time. But she's so lazy, she stays there all day, and occasionally she may walk around. So I was like, why put her in such a big tank? So I ended up putting in this 40-gallon breeder, and she's fine there. She stays up here most of the time. She poops everywhere, of course, but she's now the thing with her. So when I got her, of course, I didn't do any type of research. I just figured out what little research I did was it was telling me that was the best animal to get, like if you got kids, like as far as reptiles. So I ended up getting her, and I used to feed her crickets and carrots. Now, the thing about bearded dragons is that the younger they are, the more insects they eat. The older they get, the less insects they eat, and the more greens they eat. So what I do is I give her variety: strawberries, blueberries, greens, stuff like that, and she eats it all. And maybe
You guys
once a
get
week.
dandelions down there in Florida?
I'm sorry.
You get dandelions down there in Florida?
I believe there's a store down here called Pet Bazaar. They've been around since the 70s. They may have some in there. We
No, but
don't
I mean,
have.
you don't have them in your yard?
Oh no, I don't. Nope. Nope.
That's one of the good things about being up here in Pennsylvania is because I don't put poisons in my yard, and I get dandelions, and I get the big leaves and the flowers, and my bearded dragons go crazy with the flower heads of the dandelions.
No, I've always okay. So I've read about certain things you can give them and what you can't give them. So I kind of just like I said, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries. Occasionally, I give her some bananas. She likes the strawberries because she gets a lipstick on her. She like she's going out on a date.
Yep.
I um, I um, I don't.
Mustard greens is good too. Mustard greens.
Yes, that too. I'm
Mustard,
sorry. That
yeah,
also
mustard
is
greens is
good. Kale. She used to eat a lot of kale. I haven't fed her kale in a while. Now, do you handle? I don't handle her much. I mean, I
Yeah.
can go in there and grab her, but nobody in the house.
My bearded dragons I can handle easily. My leopard geckos, they don't want to be handled.
No, they're nocturnal also.
Yeah. So
My,
I handle my bearded dragons all the time, and I
yeah,
give them baths.
she'll let me take her out and anything, but what she'll do is she'll probably get a little nervous and take a crap because that's what they
Yeah,
do.
puke.
Everywhere, and I don't want to poop it on my shoulders. But
Yeah, you have a doggy pad on.
what I do is I take once a week. I'll take her out and I let her bask in the back in the grass for like about
Oh, how nice is
2
that?
minutes. She'll just sit there and look around. I just got to be careful with the birds and the eagles and I got crows back there that'll be watching her. So I stay close and I
Yeah,
just
you
let
know
her
she's
sit there.
got that third eye up here, so she sees those shadows flying around, and that could spook her real easy.
Yeah. So she'll just sit there for her 10 minutes, get her natural sunlight, and then I'll bring her in. I give her a bath. Maybe once every 2 weeks, I'll give her a nice little bath. I got a little water bottle every now and then. I'll just spray on her. She just sits there and I get her up on that.
That's the best, man.
She still eats the crickets, worms. I'll shake the bag outside the cage, outside the tank, or she'll see it and she'll start going crazy. Now, my wife tells me that when I'm not home, she's just regular. She says, but when you're home, she's like this. She hears my voice. She hears my voice and starts, oh, he's home. So I can stick my hand in there and clean up after her. Or I can hand feed her.
Yeah.
Got a couple of videos on Instagram where I hand feed her. So she's really good. She's not she only once did she ever snap at me. She was very moody, and it was when she was shedding. When she's shedding, she gets very moody.
Yeah.
And I remember reaching in the tank, and she kind of went like that. And I was like, "Hey, whoa,
Whoa.
slow down, it's me." So, I'll grab her, and once I grab her, she's fine. She's not gonna try to get away.
Right.
She knows it's me. I'll rub her and I'll put her on my shoulder, and she'll sit there and relax. She actually gets happy. Because
so I believe your wife, because our OG one that just passed away last year, Sheila, she was 13, I think, 12. When John was in the room, she side-eyed him everywhere he went, followed him. I'm just in the room like I don't exist. I'm like,
yeah, my wife goes, look at her. My wife goes, look at her. She knows you're home.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, she knows. See how she is? That's because she knows I'm home. During the day, when I'm not here, she'll just chill, be quiet. But when I get home, she does all that. She gets real excited.
If you put her in a huge container, if you put her in a large enclosure, she probably would know what to do. This is what she's happy with, right?
Yeah.
So she's cool there because, like I said, I had her in a 75-gallon. All
Yeah,
that room, and she never really even went on the other side. So I was like, I'm gonna get rid of that and put in a smaller one. There, she'll occasionally, if she's tired of it, because that bulb is the combination bulb, has a
Oh, okay.
UVA, UVB. It's real expensive. That damn thing is like
Yeah,
six.
they are.
It's
Very
ridiculous.
expensive. So I just got it there, and then I just got a regular LED light going across. So occasionally she'll go down and sit here on the bottom right here, or she'll go over there on top of that little thing there. I mean, you know, it depends on how she's feeling. She's a woman. She's moody. You gotta let her be. You know? But she's been kicking for 7 years. She's been doing really good.
Yeah.
I just took her to the vet. I actually did a YouTube video on there. It's on my channel. I took her to the vet, got her checked out, make sure she's good to go, got her nails trimmed. So I watched how they did it, and I went on Amazon because I asked the lady, hey, let me take a look at those scissors that you got. So she gave me the scissors, and I took a picture of it, went on Amazon, and I ordered the scissors so you can just like trim her nails.
You got to do a video when you clip them yourself. I want to see
Yeah,
that.
I'm gonna do a video when I do
Oh
it.
my God, I want to see that.
Yeah, so I was watching them on how they do it and everything because when I took her the first time, I took her like about, I want to say maybe 4 years ago, I took her and they did the same thing, you know, pretty much check her bones structure, make sure she's good, and they trimmed her nails there too, and I paid attention. So I paid attention again. Save money, I'll just do it myself. But
Yeah, absolutely.
she's my girl. Her name is Khaleesi from that dragon that show on HBO. What is it called? With the dragons. I'm going brain dead. But she's the mother of dragons. The female's name is Khaleesi, so I named her that. So Game of Thrones. I'm sorry, Game of Thrones. So
Oh, okay. I have a question.
please.
A dumb question, but I want to know anyway. It's what is Pacific driftwood?
Hey, let me go grab some. I'm gonna show you.
I never heard of that before.
Either. I got a tickle on my throat.
Susie, that's the way everybody does on TikTok when they're snorting or puffing or they go over.
Yeah, right. That's what I was doing, puffing and snorting over here.
You can hear them over there going, and I'm like, but as long as you don't see it, TikTok doesn't care.
Oh, TikTok cares if they see it?
The smoking or yeah.
It's probably it's no different than any other piece of driftwood. So what happened was when I got it, they've got a big selection. And I said, hey, what kind of driftwood is this? And he told me it's Pacific driftwood. I don't know if maybe that's where they get the people that sells it to them calls it. I mean, I've seen this driftwood before, but I asked them. They told me it's called Pacific driftwood. If somebody out there thinks it's something different, feel free to let me know. But that's what
that's pretty nice.
It looks
I'm
like
gonna put this in the middle, and I've got this these rocks.
Oh wow,
Firestone.
that's
love
gorgeous.
The red color on them.
Yep.
I bet you they look really good underwater.
Mm.
So I bought like about 2 more pieces in a box. So I'm gonna make like an arch, so the betta can go underneath.
Nice.
And this is another piece.
Ooh.
That is different. I don't know what that is. Never seen it
Does it
before.
stink, or do you have to drench it for a couple of weeks?
No, I'm going to boil it. I got my pot that I got to boil my driftwood in.
Okay.
So I'm gonna boil it. They told me I can either soak it in water, hot water. But what I'm gonna do tonight after the live, I'm gonna set it up in the pot. And of course I have to have my own pot because my wife would kill me if I use anything. So she bought me a designated big pot to use. I love her to death because she's a good woman. So I'm gonna boil these, and I also got some Indian almond leaves. $8 for
Oh, nice.
a bunch of them in there. Aquascape and Supply. If you ever come to Orlando, you got to check these guys out. These guys are so good, man. They
Well,
got
that's what you
it.
said. You have an oak tree in your yard. I would love some oak leaves. Oh my gosh, I use
The
oak leaves, but I
so
have to buy it.
you was asking me about that tree, right?
Yeah.
So my son, now I'm going by what I'm just telling you what my son said. My son said that what happens is that the roots get so big, they get towards the house and maybe ruin like the irrigation system and everything like that. Most of them they put them in the front. He didn't understand why they put them in the back of the house.
Oh.
Two back there, but he's telling me that because he does he's a lawn guy. He works for a
Landscaping and stuff.
pest control company. He
Okay.
told me, listen, he said, you're going to have to get rid of those oak trees. And I was like, why? It's funny because he was just telling me that the other day. And he's like, because what happens is the roots get so big underneath the ground. But they provide good shade.
They are
From what I
great.
understand.
They're one of the biggest trees too. Yeah.
Yeah, so this one here is real. It's like, I want to say it's maybe like 10 feet tall. It was real small when I first got the property built. There were two small ones. Now they're getting big. Of course, it probably take forever for them to get, with the size or whatever. So I don't know if I've got to tell the HOA that I'm going to knock them down because I don't want to get in trouble because it's an
Yeah,
oak
I don't know
tree.
anything about HOAs, man. I heard they're pretty stickler to their rules.
Pain in the, you know what.
We have one here, but they leave me alone because I'm nasty if they try to tell me. I'm
That's what
like,
I
leave
heard.
me alone.
Oak aren't as bad for plumbing, but bad for irrigation. You see, the roots don't go deep; they stay near the surface where the irrigation pipes are. They seek the water.
Yep.
Thank you for
Yes.
telling me. So yeah,
Go
that's something.
away, HOA.
Go away, HOA. Trust me, I'm down. Trust me, I agree. It causes me every 3 months I pay like $230 something.
Oh my God.
And let me tell you something, Bob. They don't do nothing. They don't
I
cut no
pay,
grass. They don't do nothing. We do all that.
mine was 120 for the year, for this coming year. That's all.
What? I pay $200 every 3 months.
Oh man.
It's like I'm giving money away,
Yeah.
and they don't do anything.
No.
Um, I mean, at first when I moved into the property, they were enforcing commercial vehicles not being allowed in the subdivision. You had to either put them inside the garage, and I got a 3-car garage. So my son, when he was living with me, he was working for a roofing company, and he has the labels on a pickup truck. It's
Right.
not a commercial vehicle, and then he got ladders on it. Right? It's just a regular pickup truck with the logo and everything on it, and they would give me a hard time. They would give me like little warnings, like before they find me. And what happened was the HOA company got sold to another company, and now this existing company, they don't do anything. They don't enforce anything, which is good.
That's way good. Yeah.
I don't know as far as what I should do about the tree or not. This is something that just came up like last week, and now we're talking about it. So I don't really know what to do. I guess I'll deal with the bridge when I cross it. I want to put some palm trees up in the back. I definitely know I want to do that. But yeah, but right, that this firestone is pretty nice, right? I like the colors on it.
That's
That's very
beautiful.
nice.
It almost looks like because I asked him. I said, "Listen, I'm looking for the big lava rocks, the big
Right.
ones." And he was like, "Well, the closest thing they had like another kind of rock that was similar to this one, really pretty, man. I wish I'd have took some pictures. I should have took some pictures, but I'm actually going to go back there next week because I want to put a red tiger lotus plant in there, and I do really good with those plants. I got one in my 75-gallon, so I'm going to put another one. And when I go there, I'm going to take a picture of some of the rocks that they got there. It's pretty nice,
Oh,
man. It's pretty nice. Um,
Do you
and then
have a septic system in the back, or are you
no,
hooked up to the sewer?
no septic.
I still kept my septic. It would have cost $4,000, which I could have done, but I'm way back off the road. And when they brought the city sewer system through right after I bought my place like 25 years ago, so I'm still hooked up to the sewer.
Yeah, thank God. I mean, I don't know. I guess septic tanks are good or bad. I'm not sure. I've heard different things on them about having a septic. I know one thing. Them things break down and they dig down there to dig them up, and boy, they stink.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh Lord. Understatement.
You can't put any dead fish down, and I found that out.
My 75. I've got a 75-gallon. Those there, I just put in some the Congo Tetris in there. They were small. I bought them from Michael. They've gotten really big. I've got some
Love to
Denison
see those
barbs.
Tetris.
Denison barbs. I've got some. I got a ram in there. I've got one of those plecos. I think it's an L134, something like that. It's pretty.
How big are your Denison barbs?
I had 4, right? I'm down to 2. They're huge. They're like at least 4 or 5 inches. They're huge.
Nice.
I got 3, and they're the size of guppies. They're so tiny. I'm like, oh my god!
So did you just get them, or they're just
I
not
just
grown?
got them.
Okay.
Just got them. I can't wait.
Very. I love those fishes. They're not aggressive. They're the biggest ones in the tank. I swear they're about that big already.
I can't
They're
wait.
very pretty. Let me see if I can. Get you guys to see real fast. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine are swimming around with the White Cloud Mountain minnows, and they're smaller than my White Cloud Mountain minnows. They're so little.
Oh wow.
So I've got some.
Oh, look at it! Wow, they're gorgeous.
There they go. See the one barb right there? I
Yeah.
don't know if you can see it
Yeah.
very.
Yeah.
There's my
Oh,
ram.
I want a community tank that's 75 gallons. That looks so good.
So I've got some rummy nose tetras. I've got the Denison barbs. I've got some lamb chop rasboras in there. Couple of cardinal tetras in there. I've got 2 albino corridoras.
I see a ram.
Yeah, that's my blue German ram. He killed the female.
Oh,
They spawned one time and then he killed the female after that. So I couldn't do nothing about it. So I've got some plants here that are just floating around up here. I don't know if you can see them up there. These plants, yeah. I got them in there because they're gonna be going into the new tank when I get off the live. I got some biomedia in here. I got some biomedia there to jumpstart the cycle. I got sword. I got some Nubius. I've got the Amazon sword over here.
what kind of substrate?
Okay, so that's just regular sand substrate mix. Let's just mix white and black. I don't like it, so I'm gonna be changing it out to a solid black. I also got some 2 bloodfin tetras in here.
Oh,
I got some of these. They're not leopard daniels. They're the other ones. They're leopard, not zebra. They're leopard daniels. Got 2 of them in there. Like I said, I got some Anubias. I've got the red tiger lotus here.
those swords look great.
Yeah,
the swords, yeah, they're doing pretty good, right? I got this one. I got this one in the front.
Yeah, they look good.
And yeah, but I'm loving the Congo tetras, man. They've gotten so big. They were small. Look how huge they've gotten. They got some nice color to them too.
What's that white stuff in the red bag? Is that your media for your next tank?
Yeah, that's just media that I got sitting in there because I'm gonna start setting up the other tank.
Okay.
And I got some more biomedia. You see back there, just sitting there, so that way I can get it going. Yep. There's the big pot that my wife bought for me to.
Oh, she is so sweet.
Yeah, so I got here. If you see, I've got all my stuff ready to go. I got my RO water. I got some lava rock in here, and there's the tank I'm going to be setting up.
Oh, that's going to be cute. What are you going to put in there?
Better.
Okay. Oh, that's what you got the rocks for. That's right.
Yeah, and that's my. Let me see if I can get. I've got to cut the light on, but that's a saltwater tank there.
Nice.
So, yeah. Cool. Hey, look, I just got this thing here for my Siamese cat. I paid like $100-something for that thing off of Amazon.
Amazon?
Yeah.
Oh, not the cat. I'm like, wait, you got your cat on Amazon?
Oh no, that cat cost. Hey, listen, that cat cost me $600.
What?
Oh my gosh!
It's a Siamese cat.
Yeah.
He's like a dog. He's so good. He's the only cat that I've ever known that you call, he'll come to you and chill with you. He always wants to be around you. Right now, he's up under the bed.
That's because you got a male. If you had gotten a female Siamese, it might have been very different.
Really? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I got him fixed, and I got a chip. I put a chip in him. Hey, listen, I pay $600 to put a chip in him just in case anything happens.
Yeah.
He's like part of the family. I even have him on life insurance on him and everything. I pay monthly
Oh,
for him.
wow.
And then my pit bull is in the back. He's 6 months. I got to get him fixed because he's a blue nose.
Oh wow.
He's if he was in here right now, he'd be jumping all over me. So I got to keep him in the back. It'd drive me crazy. But yeah, my Siamese. He's let me tell you, cats are so smart. Let me tell you. So my wife, when she's in the room sleeping, so I have my grandson that lives with us. He's autistic, my grandson, right? So he's staying with us and we're taking care of him. My wife takes care of him. He sleeps in the bed with her while I'm gone. So the cat, his name is Roshi. He'll go, he's smart. He'll open up the door and he'll go into the room at 5 in the morning, right? And try to wake her up. And if he can't wake her up, he gets smart and wakes up the baby on purpose. So she has to get up, make the baby a bottle, and then she has to give him his food. Listen, he never meows. The only time he meows is when he wants his food. That's it. It's the only time he'll come to me. If I get up early in the morning, he'll come to me and start meowing, and he'll sit by his food. He's spoiled, this damn cat. The cat and the dog eat better than I do. we buy them the Royal Canin,
Oh wow, yeah.
That thing is expensive.
It is expensive.
Do you guys also you right? So as far as the dogs, do you guys feed them the raw foods too? Like to try
I wish I could afford that. That's the way to go.
Right?
Yeah.
So what kind of kibbles do you give the dog?
Well, it's a half and half. It's half kibble and half raw food. Because I can't go with the full diet of raw food. I just can't do it.
Liver, kidney, sardines. I've been watching all these.
But chicken. Everything but chicken. Because I have chickens. And I got bird dogs. And I don't want them. No. I'm not doing that.
My sister-in-law, she just finished telling me the other day. I was sending her some videos. It's funny because of how the algorithm works. You look up something, and then that's all you're gonna get on your feed. It's like everybody's feeding their dogs all this food, right? Yeah. So I send the videos to my wife all the time, and I send the videos to my sister-in-law all the time, and they're like, "It's cool, but it's expensive."
Yeah,
because like
if you do it yourself, that's a lot of prep work. At least twice a month.
But that's what I was telling my wife. I said, "Why don't we just buy?" Because I like challenges and I like to do different things. So it's like, why don't we just buy all that stuff and then we just prep the food, and then that way when it's time to feed them, you got the food prepped. So we might try it just to see. I don't know if in the long run it's going to be really expensive. They got all these nice little designer these designer feeding things where it comes like you ever seen those bowls?
Oh yeah. My male black lab has to use that because he eats like
right. So it's like portions. It tells him, I was looking at those going, what are those bowls? But
it makes him work for it. It makes him work for it.
Yes. So I don't know if I might entertain on trying to get one of those bowls. Like it's just something new to me. So it's like I'm really excited.
My male has that, and his sister doesn't, because she is a very slow eater. So she'll take little bits at a time where he's just like. So now it's like they finish at the same time. It's like that's good.
So do you feed? So when you feed your dogs, do you just feed them the once a day and leave the food there and that's it?
Twice a day, because mine are still puppies.
Okay.
They're 15 months.
Yeah.
So we're just now converting over to dog food.
She feeds them once a day, but she feeds them a lot and just puts it back there in the back, and then he'll just eat it whenever he wants to.
My dog would eat it till it's gone and throw up. No, I could.
Yeah, he'll eat, but I think he'll eat like he'll take his time eating, and so he'll do.
Oh wow!
He don't finish it up right away, but he'll take, he'll eat it.
Oh,
By the
that's
end of the
pretty
day, it's
cool.
gone. By the end of the day, it's gone, though.
Mine doesn't do. Mine's gone before I turn my back.
Damn
There
dog,
was some trusted source. I don't remember the source, but it was reliable. Came out with a study recently that said that dogs should eat twice a day, smaller amount twice a day, about 8 hours apart. So I didn't read it. I just saw a headline. Well, mine about 10 hours apart, but
Yeah, mine eat in the morning and then at night.
Do you give him coconut oil? Like coconut
No,
milk?
but I do give them coconut milk.
That's
Coconut
what I'm
water.
Big
Yeah.
brother
I give him
Drew, how you
coconut
doing?
water.
What's up, buddy? Hey, big brother Drew, he got a good channel, man. You gotta check out that guy, man. It's good people,
Yeah,
man.
somebody post his link. Post his link and we will.
Yeah, big brother Drew, definitely. Big brother Drew, Kingdom Major, good channel. Yeah,
The coconut you're saying. The
coconut milk. So do you pour it in the kibble on the food?
I do the coconut water. Yeah.
Okay.
I do because I had a problem with hydration for my male, and I just had to take him to the hospital because he was dehydrated.
how's he doing?
They have water or fluid under his skin. He's hydrated again, but the coconut water helps keep him hydrated because he's so active. He's a Labrador, and he is so active, and he jumps 6 foot high, and he doesn't stop, and he's all over.
That's how my polo is. He's too hyper. He drives me nuts. It's only 6 months, so he's driving me crazy.
Yeah.
He's definitely. When I'm walking him, he's pulling me and foaming at the mouth. I'm like, bro, slow down and relax, man.
Oh, I've been working on that with my puppies since they were 6 weeks old, or since since they could walk on a leash, is not to pull because they're stronger than I am.
Yeah.
I have to be able to hook them onto my belts and not have them pull me. Otherwise, we'll never go for a walk. So they got to stay
taking both
next.
of them at the same time, so I can only imagine it. Do you do both of them?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I can't handle the pulling. They get that. I yank them back, and I only had to do that for maybe about 2 weeks. They stay right there next to me, and they look at me every time like, "Are we okay? Are we okay?" Like, okay, we're good.
I wish I was a little bit more consistent with
training. Yeah, you gotta be consistent. Yeah.
Because I'm not home, so it's hard. I come home and I try to, I walk him. Now, I don't have a fence in my backyard, but my neighbors got fence. I got smart enough. I waited for them to put their fences up, so now I just got to put the back part of the fence.
There you go.
Listen.
I do.
The fence, listen, it's like 10 grand to put up a fence.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't put your own fence up. You have to put the tan vinyl fence that's uniform with everybody else in the community.
Oh, no.
So you're not allowed to put your own fence up. It's like first I moved into the community. At first it was only like 7,000 for the whole thing. It was the whole thing though, right? So when the pandemic was hitting and everything, so they try to jack up the prices, right? 10 grand, it went up to 10 grand. I said, you know what? I'm gonna hold out. So then I had my neighbor to my left get his done, right? And I waited a year, and now the neighbor to my right just moved in, and they put their fence up. I was like, yeah.
Now you just need a connector.
That's it. And the two in the front, the little gates in the front, man, I've already got them coming over to give me a quote because I'm like, yes.
I'm glad I don't have that because I put up a 5-foot fence, and my lab hind legs goes over that fence without even effort. So I had to put like a little metal extender on top of it so that they don't jump out, but they could very easily jump out. So
yeah, I'm getting lucky, and I'm gonna have the fence put up probably here in another month or two. I'm gonna have the fence put up because I can let my dog run around and he won't go anywhere, even without a leash. He won't go anywhere. Now, if I walk him out on the street and everything, I do have to have him on a leash because he'll get excited. He's not an aggressive dog; he gets excited. But when we're back here, I can let him run around, and then he'll run back in the house or whatever. Do you feed your dogs the pig ears? Well, yours are small. Pig ears. The
Oh
piggy.
no, we don't really do any. I think they got chew toys,
Okay.
and they got treats, training treats. So they're all the small bones, even though they're big dogs.
Yeah, yours are. Bob, do
I'm
you
more
do that?
about the training right now, so they end up getting tons of treats because I feel like I constantly have to teach them that I'm the boss. Even walking out of the house, I have to walk first. They're not
Right.
allowed to leave first. I have to be, and I know it sounds kind of petty, but being a girl, they think they're alpha. They're not. I gotta show them who's big here.
And they know. They know.
Yeah,
They know who. If you're a female, they know.
yeah,
And
yeah,
like my dog is different with me than it is
yeah. I
with my
know you.
wife.
You're a big dude. Yeah,
So when I come in here and I tell him to sit
Yeah.
down and be like, oh,
yeah. She probably screamed, "Sit, sit! What are you doing? Sit, sit!" And he doesn't sit.
when I'm mad at him, he runs to her because he's scared. Like if I'm
Yeah.
yelling at him, like say if he has an accident in the house or something like that, and he gets excited or whatever, so I'll
Yeah.
get mad and he'll run behind her, and he won't.
Yeah.
He'll be scared of me, and he'll just sit there and be looking at me with his eyes, but he won't look at me because I'll be staring at me. He'll look down,
Yeah.
so to
He
let him know
knows.
alpha,
So I
But
constantly have to show them I'm alpha. Even when I feed them, when I put their food down, I make them stay and not move.
that's good.
They
That's
go
really
because I
good.
gotta like. It's a constant struggle. Like otherwise, they'll just run me over.
Yeah.
Like
I do that to him when he's in, like when we got him in the cage, because I don't trust him enough to walk around the house just yet. Like when we go to
I don't
bed.
blame you. I don't blame
So I
you.
put him in the cage, and in the morning time when I wake up, he's excited because he thinks.
Yeah.
But what I tell him to sit.
Yep.
And every time I reach for the cage and he starts to get up,
Yep,
I
you stop.
put my hands back, sit. So now I got him trained that he'll sit there till I open up the cage, and then he'll come out, he'll sit down and let me put the leash on him, and then we walk out the door. And then I make him sit at the door until I open up the door.
Yeah, my Bella will do that, Max. Tasmanian devil. Tasmanian devil. Just like that. Oh, man.
So, hey, Bob, let me ask you a question. How many snakes do you? How many pythons you got? I know you had that one at one time. How many you have in the house now?
I got a couple more ball pythons.
Wow.
No, I think they're 23 ball pythons, but I've gotten into rat snakes now. So that's what I'm really collecting now. I've got 4 so far.
And the tanks behind you, the one over your, I want to say your left shoulder. That one there, the planted one. What is that you got in there?
Both anything that's in those tanks is silk or plastic. There's no plants in there.
Oh, so they're not live plants. I'm sorry. Okay, but what do you got in there as far as fish? I saw something back there that just passed.
It's South American cichlids mainly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
some big barbs and some like giraffe cats and stuff like that.
Okay. How many tanks you got in the house now?
I'm down from 84 to 22 that have fish in them.
Jesus Lord. Did he say 84?
I got up to 84, yeah.
Bob, I don't remember you having that many last time. 84?
I got up to 84. I gave Ed 10 tanks just a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Empty tanks, not with no fishes in them, right?
Empty tanks.
Because I remember
when he had 84, they were full.
I remember you showing your house and you had tanks over here and you got the snake one time over in the corner there, and I've seen the live feeding a couple times, but I didn't know you had 84 tanks.
Ask him how many mice he has.
How many what?
Mice.
How many mice you got?
Probably about 450 now.
What?
Yeah, those are the ones. Those are for the snakes.
I was gonna ask that, Bob. I wasn't too sure where we was going with that, so I didn't know what to say.
I tried to get snakes that'll only eat frozen thawed food, but I got a couple that ended up that they would only eat live. So I had to feed them. So I was getting a couple of mice or rats, once a week or every 2 weeks at the store. And then when he gave me some mice, or I bought some mice, I don't know, a year, maybe not long ago, he said, that one's pregnant. And I thought, well, let her have her babies. I'm not going to feed a pregnant mouse. So before they were even weaned, they were pregnant. So it started with one mouse that was pregnant. So I literally have easy 450 now.
Well, your snakes will never run out of food. I know that much.
They don't. They don't.
It's like an all-you-can-eat buffet.
I feed them the boys. I feed them the boys because the boys are always the one that are stirring up the trouble and chasing the girls, and I don't like to hear them squeal. But
So
I've
you don't breed the snakes, do you?
I have been trying to breed some of my
Oh,
balls.
okay. How do you do that? How do you like what kind of how do you say the hub street like how do you have to hook it up? Do you have to warm temperature? How do you get snakes to breed like that?
Well, ball pythons are pretty easy. You just make sure the temperature and the humidity are right. Make sure they get along okay, but they'll lock up. I mean, they know what to do, and
Really?
they give signals too. Like the female literally will wag her tail, at the male, and it sounds funny, like, but yeah, I had to learn all that. But Skipper, what's up?
If you don't physically see them lock in, how do you know they've successfully?
You don't.
Okay.
So you have to be like a peeping Tom every now and then.
So how long does it take the snake to lay eggs? Like how long is the pregnancy?
They do. They develop follicles, and they're like kind of like a lot of the like guppies and stuff like that. They can store the goods, and so they decide when they're going to develop those follicles, fertilize them, and make eggs and all that. So they can store that.
So there is no, hey, ball pythons are 3 weeks, and then it depends. It varies.
Well, yeah, exactly. They decide when they want to lay
Really?
eggs, but it's about 55, 60 days for the eggs to hatch.
So you haven't bred successfully yet?
No, I got a snake that was supposed to be a boy. In fact, she's right there, and everybody kept saying, "Wow, he's mighty thick and all that." Well, he laid 4 or 5 eggs.
He did, right?
So when the eggs when she hatches, well, not hatches, when she lays the eggs, Bob, are you gonna have enough balls to go in there and grab them? And like I've seen those videos where the guy's getting striked by the snake because he's trying to take the eggs and put them somewhere. Like, are you down for that?
Well, this girl was there was only one egg that she wanted to brood anyway, and I tried to take the other 3 away and do a what do you call it, Susie? Yeah, and they didn't make it. They were fertile because I candled them and saw the little embryos in them and stuff. So
she wasn't upset with you when you were reaching to grab them?
She didn't care about those because she pushed them away. She kept pushing them away, so I just took them out.
She only kept 1 egg for herself.
She kept one, but it didn't hatch.
That'll make for some good content right there. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Wow, because I've seen that guy. I don't know his name. He's a comical guy, and I've seen him do the things where he's grabbing the eggs and the snake is trying to get at him. Like, are you willing
that guy? He has a big, huge channel. Yeah.
Right. I forget Jay something. I think it's called.
Yeah. His dog.
He's got the albino alligator, the gators, So I'm always watching him watch those videos where he's trying to grab the eggs and the python is striking at him and all the time. So I'm thinking that in my head, going, I can imagine Bob trying to do that. Like, that'll make for some good content.
No.
See, that's
he just lets snake bite him for fun.
Now she lays infertile eggs. Like maybe once or twice a year, she'll lay infertile eggs. You can see her. She'll start doing like that, and she'll get into her. And then I've actually got a short video on my YouTube channel catching her laying them.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
I caught a clip of her pushing them out and everything, and so she'll do it like once or twice a year. So I'm expecting her soon to go through what she go through. They also go through that brumation where they don't want to be bothered. They just lay there, and so she hasn't done that yet, but she'll be. I can only imagine that's going to be coming up soon.
You don't want to get her a male and let her have some fertile eggs?
I don't want to deal with that, right? I mean, she's 7 years old. I don't know.
So many bearded dragon babies. Oh my gosh.
I mean, I wouldn't mind if I was home. I wouldn't mind getting an incubator and going through the challenge of doing that. I don't mind if I can be home to do it. I just don't want to put that pressure
You
on my
know what
wife.
you said when the show first started? When the bearded dragons are babies, they eat a lot of insects.
Yes.
Times that by 25. You can't. It's like insane. It's insane.
No,
You
I
have
can
to have
only
your
imagine. I
breed
would
home.
yeah, I know. And then the smell of crickets everywhere. My wife would, like I said, I would have to move into the garage
Yeah,
with the bearded dragon eggs and everything. My wife would kick me out.
yeah.
They'll think it's cute at first, but when it starts to, no, I'm not. Listen, I know my wife. I'm not gonna. No, if
Let
I
me
was
tell you,
home,
dubia roaches. Don't say the word. Call them doobies or something. Dubia roaches don't
yes,
smell at all. They don't
I
smell
can't
at
have
all.
those here in Florida. Dubia
What?
roaches are illegal in Florida. We have to get the discoid roaches, the
Oh
discoid bugs.
my!
They're called discoid. That's all I know. They're not no dubia. We can't have those.
Oh,
We
they're
can't
so
have.
easy to breed. And they don't smell. They're a perfect animal. And you could put them in your enclosures like the cleanup crew too. It's like they're great.
I used to breed super worms. They're real easy.
Yeah,
Super
yeah.
worms. I did that for like about a year. I brought one of those three drawer dressers and I cut the bottom
Well,
piece
when you
out.
got a baby
That's
beardy, you
super
better do that.
glue.
Yeah.
Oh, listen, I had so much some worms. It was, you get the little beetles that go through that pupation
Yeah.
phase and the cocoon. And I did it mostly for my daughter. When she was young, she loved it. So we would keep it like scheduled, like doctors
Oh,
and
that's nice.
so that was
Nice
fun.
father-daughter activity.
But the smell of
Yeah,
keeping like the leftover food for them to eat and everything, but getting a little too much
yeah.
and I lived in an apartment, so it was really bad. So after that had to stop. If I
Yeah.
ever fix my garage and I need to put in an AC mini split so I can have
Mhm.
some. It's hot here in Florida, so I'll put an AC mini split. I can make the garage into. My wife said she wouldn't mind me doing that and actually making the man cave, the fish cave inside the
Yeah.
garage. Um, I've been saying that now for 3 years and I still haven't done it, but that'd be nice. If I had that, then I would probably think about
That's
breeding.
nice because you said you have a 3-car garage, right?
Oh, I've got a big garage. Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
nice. That'd be nice.
Now listen, this is the problem though. When you get a house, they don't insulate the garage area. They don't shoot insulation in the garage area. So there's no insulation up there. So it gets really hot in that garage. So what I have to do is I'm gonna have to buy the insulation, insulate the garage. I've already insulated my doors. I got panel insulation on my doors. Put the AC mini split, and then
Yep.
what I plan on doing, I got a lot of a lot of plywood in my garage, so I'll shoot the plywood up to the top of the attic, and put all I got a bunch of buckets and stuff out there, and so I could take all that and put it up in the attic, and that way I've got room clear out of the garage with all the junk that's in there, because the garage is just a jungle. We just park the one car in there and that's it. But it'll take a while. I gotta paint it up and do it. I mean, that'd be nice to give me something to do. So then we ain't breeding. So I'm thinking like he asked me if I would breed her, but I don't know what's the age on bearded dragons, like being too late to breed. I don't know. I don't know. Because I know they live for a long time, but I don't know if
They
she's
don't live
set.
that long. They don't live that long.
No,
15 years is like a pretty good max. I mean,
I've
it's not
got
like
I've got the agama lizards, a pair of those, and they breed all the time, but they never have any eggs.
I wonder how she would act if she saw like a male dragon. What would she do? Like, I don't know.
she would start doing this a lot.
That's probably why her lips are red. She's letting me know she's ready to go out on a date. She's got the
I
lipstick.
tried
Like,
breeding
hey,
two of my bearded dragons, and the male was so young, he was 2 years old. He didn't have a clue what he was doing. He was like going in the wrong way. Like,
right. The males got it. They got to get in.
trying. I was like, what are you doing? So then I did some more research, and I thought, you know what? I'm not ready to have babies. I'm not ready for them to have babies over there.
She's not a how do you say it? She's just a regular plain bearded dragon. I mean, I just bought her from one of the chain.
Beautiful leg. What
I
color
would
are her nails? Are her nails black or white?
like that brownish blackish,
Okay.
like on the blackish.
That's how you can tell. If their nails were white, she'd have the hypo in her. And
Yeah, I thought about
Really?
but those cost a lot of money. Like if you want to get a nice colored, exotic looking one, I've seen
yes,
a
they
bunch
do.
of guys on Instagram. I can only imagine that they're pretty pricey to get one of those. Like I'm probably, I'm gonna leave her as is. She's the original Dundada. I'm gonna let her be. If I ever get any other bearded dragons again, maybe I might consider. My pastor told me that. My pastor's like, "You're all into all these things. Why don't you breed?" And I'm like, "It's not that. There's two reasons why I don't do it. One, my wife,
Yeah.
which is the main reason, and two, because I'm only home once or twice a week, and then I'm driving over the road, so I don't have time to pay attention to any of that.
Right.
I'm thinking about
All
coming
that.
off the road anyway. I'm tired of driving. I've been driving for so long, so I'm thinking about trying to get me something local or maybe regional so I can be home more. Because I just went to church last week for the first time since last year, October. It's been
Oh,
bad.
wow.
Like I'm a Christian. I
Yeah.
got to get so you can tell the difference of when you're not going to church, and then you're away from the Word of God. So it's not that that you fall off. It's just the devil attacks you more.
Mhm.
You're in the flesh, so it's normal for
Yeah.
us to have a struggle in the flesh. Your conviction,
And when
so.
it doesn't feel like a struggle, you know you got to be careful.
Yeah, yeah. Then when I went to church the other day, everybody was so in shock to see me. My wife goes all the time, so that's one of the things I told my employer. I said, "Listen, man, I really need to go back to church, man, and I don't care about taking a hit on pay. Just have somebody cover for me on Sunday so I can have 2 days off." It's a big difference when you have 2 days off rather than one day off. You get home one day, like I was saying earlier. The YouTube thing became more of it was a pain in the butt. I couldn't even enjoy it because I only got one day. I gotta
Right.
make my wife happy. I gotta make my kids happy, and then I gotta worry about coming home and doing a video.
Yeah.
So having 2 days gives me that option of going out, going to church, going on the boat, being relaxed, and then maybe Monday dealing with like the changing of the waters and things like that. That's another thing, water changes, because I have a Planet tank. I don't have to worry too much about my 75 gallon because it's maybe once a week, once every 2-3 weeks, I'll do a water change because it's got the plants in there and I don't have an issue. My saltwater tank is a different story. That there, I can't let it go too long without doing a water change because it's only 45 gallons, a small body of water. It's not like a big
Right.
tank, got a sump.
Right.
This is an all-in-one, so it's not a heavy filtration system. It's all-in-one. It's got the little chambers in the back, so it's not like I
Right.
have a sump. So it's harder to maintain that one.
Oh, absolutely. I agree.
I wanted to build a water changing station. So I was looking on YouTube on how to do it. You got to buy those big water containers, and then you have to buy the pump. And then what I wanted to do was run one of those hoses that connects between both.
Oh, like an automatic like thing?
One of those retrievable hoses, and then I can
Yeah,
just
yeah,
run
yeah.
directly into the tank, do the water change and stuff like that. So I'm still trying to get creative with that to make it easier. The easier, the better. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to worry about because I don't do buckets since the only one I do buckets on is a saltwater tank because I only do
Yeah.
like a 10-gallon water change or something like that. So those I just do the buckets and then I have the RO water and then I start making my own salt. So then I
Yeah.
mix the salt and then I make sure it's the right temperature, make sure it's the right salinity levels, and then I pour it into the saltwater tank. So it's a, like the saltwater field is it's a pain in the butt. It's very expensive, so it takes a lot of time. So, yeah, but I love it. It makes me happy. Gives me besides church, I love the fish keeping hobby, and
Oh
taking
yeah.
care of animals. I've done that since I've been a child, so I've always loved animals, always. So
I was going to suggest that we stop in a couple minutes and maybe do a part two because I think we've still got plenty to talk about.
I can talk all night, my friend. So
Me too. Me too.
feel free to have me again. Next
Awesome.
week I'm available. I would love to come back on and we could talk about anything life in general.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
I had so many questions that I wanted to ask you about your the thing that you do with the animals and everything. I want to know about
Oh, the art. Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, I want to know more about it as far because you said it's a nonprofit. I want to know more information, like how did you get into it, and how do you get any help from anybody? How does that work?
Oh,
Well,
next
that
time
sounds like a sport shooting me.
I'll
Yeah,
stream
no,
from over there. I'll do it from there the next time. I'll
yeah,
stream.
that'd be great because I know you. Do you take like donations and stuff like that?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
okay, that's gotta be tough. But I know, like I said, we'll find out more. How long have you been doing it?
I've been with them since '99. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so yeah, you got some time in there, man.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
do you ever advertise it like on your channel or anything like that, like the location? Do you ever do any video?
Not so much anymore, but yeah, sometimes I'll stream from there. But we've got a good following here locally and a lot of support. So we have
You said
Facebook.
we, so it's not just you.
Oh no, no,
Oh,
no! It's a
okay,
group of people. No, I couldn't
okay.
do all that. No, no way.
Wow, you said it's a house?
It is a house that we bought it, we paid for it, and we try to keep it like a home. So we can have maybe 20 dogs, and we're supposed to only have like 12 cats, but sometimes we go a little over. But,
Okay, okay, that's awesome.
but yeah,
I don't. That's really not. I mean, I know you've talked about it before in the past, but I would just like now that we had an opportunity, I would have loved to get more into detail. I'm from Florida. I'm sorry you missed it. I'm from Florida. Yeah, I would love to tag on that maybe next time. So maybe the people who
definitely,
don't know can know what you're doing.
definitely. All right, that's cool. Thank you so much. This went way too fast. I'll tell you that.
It did.
So, yeah, we need a part two. So Skipper,
I
go
had
back
fun.
and watch it. You missed some good content there.
Yeah, I will.
Didn't get to get my guy Skipper Aquariums even like he had to be like jump rope trying to get in there. I can keep talking. I'm sorry. I
No,
apologize.
you're good. You're good.
I apologize. But I
You're
think it
good.
was fun. I liked it, man. Bob, I'm glad you invited me, man. I'm glad.
Oh,
Bob's
me
an
too.
OG. I've
Thank you
known
so
Bob
much.
since I first got into the hobby. He was always very humble, quiet guy. And
Oh,
I remember one time he was on a stream he got invited on. I don't remember his name. Rob Aquatics, I think it was. I think
Oh,
he hasn't been on it. I don't think he does it anymore.
Oh,
What is his name?
73.
What is it? Yeah, that guy.
Rob 93.
Does he still do live streams?
Mm-mm.
Right?
He quit.
So I remember he had Bob on, and Bob is cool. Bob never gets like emotional. He's just like, yeah, Bob never really shows too much. His facial expressions, he's a nice guy. I can tell he's a very nice guy, but he's like very like mean looking. Like nothing startles him.
No mean mugging there, Bob.
yeah. You got him fooled, right?
Right.
Fooled,
That's what
yeah.
I'm saying. This first time he must have really met you, eh?
Yeah. That was my brother Brian. That wasn't me. That's funny. All right. I want to go over to June's to Only Oscars. I think she's live.
Only Oscars.
What? All right. Thank you, Raul. Thank you, Skipper.
God
and
bless
thank
you
Susie.
guys. Thank you
You
so
too.
much. Okay.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
you. All right, buddy.
Thank you. Are we?